Now that we know what we know about Kenny and JaNa, I guess you guys are gonna pick apart every single thing that Kenny says, does, sighs, glances, whatever the case. And now you all finally see what I've been telling you guys that I've been seeing all season. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk Beyond the Villa, season 1, episode 4. All right. Before we get started, if you guys are brand new to the channel or a returning viewer, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm like 50 subs away from 44,000. So I know 50 of y'all will see this video that are not yet subscribed. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, and then leave your comments down below. Perfect Match started, so I'll be recapping Perfect Match at some point this weekend. And then I know that JaNa put up a video basically telling y'all leave them people alone, and I might do a video on that. All right, but let's talk the episode. So it starts off with Kenny and JaNa. So remember, JaNa wants to adopt a dog, foster a dog, and Kenny is basically just there so he don't get fined. Okay, so Kenny is worried, what if I forget to feed the dog? What if I forget to put food out? Like, girl, he's telling you he does not want the dog, but I guess. So they decide that they're going to invite Leah and Miguel to meet them at the dog park because y'all know Leah is the animal whisperer, apparently. So we pan over to Serena and Cordell. So they're at a cooking class together, and Serena tells him that I have a secret. So he's like, what, you gonna say you pregnant or something? She just wants to troll. So Serena then talks about how she does not want kids before she gets married. And so she has an IUD. You can still get pregnant with the IUD, baby. You can still get pregnant with the condom. You can still get pregnant on birth control. The only way that you will not get pregnant is by not having sex, okay? Words of the wise. So Kordell is going to be heading to Atlanta to film a Keke Palmer show that he is in. I don't know if Keke is starring in the show as well, or if Keke is producing it or the writer or something, but she mentioned Keke Palmer. So we find out Serena has anxiety. So she's been waking up and having these anxiety attacks, and Kordell has been there to help her through that. But now that Kordell is not there, or he won't be there, she's a little worried about how this is all gonna go. And he tells her, well, pull up on me in Atlanta, come see me, okay? Now, speaking of this anxiety, so Serena does touch on this a little later in the episode, but I had somebody come in my comments. It's the same person that was telling me how wrong I am about Serena, about Kenny and JaNa, that person. But they were saying that the reason that none of these people wanted to do this show, and they don't want the fame, and they only did it so they wouldn't be canceled by the fans. Like, I need y'all to think before y'all make comments trying to cape for these people. Why would they get canceled by the fans because they don't want to do another reality show? They did this because they want the money and they want the attention from it. I don't care what anybody says, right? If you don't want unnecessary attention, if you don't want millions of eyes on you, you are not going to sign up for a second reality show. And that's what they did. And to my understanding, they signed on for like a couple seasons. So like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Like, again, take off the stand goggles, okay? So we then get to Leah and Miguel. They have a foster dog named Kiwi. Kiwi is adorable. So Leah thinks that, she thanks Miguel for being so supportive and present with her during her recent health issues. She's still waiting to get the results from the arm biopsy. Remember, she had to get that lump growth, whatever it was, cut off for her arm. Her blood work did come back, and her doctor is a little concerned, and they are now testing to make sure that there are no cancerous lumps in her thyroid. I feel like if Leah had cancer, we would have found out by now, I'm assuming. But nonetheless, I hope that everything does work out for her. Cancer is a bitch. My dad has cancer. He had his surgery. He is cancer free for right now. I feel like you're never truly, truly cancer free. But yeah, cancer is not only hard on the parent, but it's hard on the family as well. And by Leah being so young, I do hope that everything works out for her. So we then see Kordell. No, 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 no. Kendall. Why did I write Kordell? We see Kendall. Y'all really don't F with Kendall. It is amazing. Like, what did Kendall do to the face? I know about the whole video and that type of stuff. I know about that, but what did Kendall do that the way like y'all be like trashing him? It's interesting. So Kendall is with his sister at one of her photo shoots, and he's telling her how, LA is a lot for him. While he likes LA, he doesn't see himself being here long term. He wants to live in San Diego because that's where he would like to raise a family. San Diego is gorgeous, I've heard, super expensive too. So he's telling his sister how he went on a date, but he does not know if he wants to jump into a relationship right away because of his experience with Nicole. Now, I'm going to stop you right there, Kendall. Now, we can look at this two different ways. Did Nicole handle the video coming out poorly? Yes, she did. However, it's not exactly like, from what we can see, it's not exactly like you gave her the opportunity to handle it a different way. You know what I mean? Your relationship with Nicole and how that went based off of a TV show is not indicative how your future relationships are going to go. Just not. We panned over to Connor. Lord, why is Connor here? I just. So we panned over to Connor. He's on the phone with Aaron, asking him if he should buy some sweatpants. If you don't put them damn sweatpants on and go on about your business, Connor, what a pointless scene. So he's saying how he wanted to. Aaron is back over across the pond, if you will, and he wanted to talk to Liv, and so he was going to go shopping with Liv, but she has food poisoning, and so she wasn't able to come. Now, I don't know if this was the same day or not, but Liv is with Kendall. Okay, so Kaylor is in the hospital with kidney stones while she's back home in Pennsylvania, and Aaron lets Connor know about his conversation with Kaylor at Liv's party and how, they were making eyes at each other and how he told her she needs a hug and how he kind of low-key asked her out on a date. He forgot that part, but okay. So we then see Kendall and Liv. So they are meeting up with Marky Costello to learn more about being a host. And I thought this was interesting. This was one of the most interesting scenes we've seen so far on the show. Let's see these people work. Let's see them do something. So they come in, and Liv is saying how she wants to narrow down what avenue she wants to focus on. Does she want to focus on fashion? Does she want to focus on being a host? Do you want to be an influencer? Like, what is it exactly that you want to do? So Kendall is like, look, I have a degree in broadcasting and I want to be a host. He wants to have a show or whatever the case. So Marky has them practicing reading from a teleprompter. Kendall was a natural. Liv struggled a little bit. Look, I use the teleprompter myself, right? My notes are on a prompter right now. It does take some getting used to. It does. Now, I'm able to control my prompter. Kendall and Liv would not be able to, but I love this scene because, like I said, we're able to actually see them work. We're not just seeing them be thrown brand deals because they were on Love Island. We're seeing, like, can y'all really do this? To me, Kendall was a natural. If this was 2003, back when we had more TV shows like music video shows and 106 in Park and TRL and all those type of shows, Kendall would be perfect for that because he can put on that fake excited energy and it looks believable. Liv, I think, is more laid back with it, but I think they both did well. Would I rather watch Kendall host than Liv? Yes. Yes, I feel like when they were doing it, like I said, Kendall gave excitement. Liv gave Liv. You know what I mean? So Marky is letting them know that they have to know that they have to connect with the audience, right? And it's the same with us as YouTubers. There are so many One, YouTube is hard, right? It's not easy. It's not as simple as us watching a TV show, taking a couple notes, and then sitting down and talking. You have to connect with the audience. You have to find a way to, one, gain the loyalty from your audience. You have to gain respect from your audience, and you have to gain trust from your audience. Trust that if I'm not watching the show, I know that you're not coming on here and just lying. You have to trust your the person that you're watching to not be totally biased. You know what I mean? You have to have a connection with the audience, and I think that that is something that a lot of people take for granted, and I think that is something that Liv in particular is taking for granted. They have an advantage. Yes, we got to see them on this reality show and we fell in love with them and yada, 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 boom, 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 all that type of stuff. But coming into this, there are a lot of people that don't watch Love Island, a lot of people that have no idea who they are. So if you're going to come into this world, right, where you want to be hosting and you want to do red carpets and all of that type of stuff, I think the best thing for them to do would be to start a YouTube. Start a YouTube. There is somebody out there that wants to know what you're talking about. Somebody out there is going to fall in love with your personality and fall in love with this, that, and the other. You just got to be ready for the criticisms about it. And something tells me that Kendall and Liv might not be ready for the criticisms, okay? We then see Leah and JaNa, so they are with their boys at the park to see this dog, okay? JaNa was throwing whole dog biscuits at a squirrel. I know JaNa likes to say that she's immature and all this other type of stuff. Something about it just feels like JaNa is wanting to put on this act and this facade, and I don't get it. You know, I don't think that JaNa is on 10 all the time the way that she is trying to be on this show. So the dog arrives. His name is Juan. I love when dogs and cats and stuff have like human names. So Juan arrives. Kenny is less than interested. Kenny don't want to talk to the dog. Kenny don't want to hold the dog. He's like, whatever. In her confessional, JaNa is saying that if you cannot hold a dog, how can you hold a baby, let alone four? Because, you know, she wants to have four kids. And she's like, weird. Here's the thing. JaNa knows that Kenny's not into her. She can see it, and I hope that she can feel it. Because anytime that they're in some type of conversation, like if you have to do all that extra in your confessionals, like you feel it. You can see some of the looks and some of the what that JaNa does give him. It's clear. It's clear. Not y'all believe me now, I guess, but it's clear that Kenny doesn't like her. Okay. So Kenny said that the dog has an underbite and looks mean. I said, child, don't most dogs have underbites? I feel like most dogs have underbites, right? Okay. So PPG goes skating, okay? Serena wants to throw a going away party for Kordell, but she only wanted PPG there. It's not a party then, it's a triple date. That's what y'all are doing. So JaNa said that she's a millennial, so this isn't her type of vibe. Baby, yes it is. I am a millennial and we skate and we bowl and we do all that type of stuff. Like when I was in my like late teens, early 20s, we stayed going skating. Skating is so fun. So okay. Serena out there being roll bounce on their asses. And then Kenny did y'all see how he was skating? Like a psychopath? Oh my God. And then he failed. Yeah, because you was skating like a fool. Sheesh. So they're sitting down talking, and Kordell asks about Juan. So JaNa said that there has only been one person that Juan has reached out to, excuse me. That's that Juan has reached out to, that has reached out for Juan, okay? And Leah was kind of shocked about that, but JaNa is like, yeah, I want to get him adopted so, you know, we can foster more and more and more. And Kenny is in his confessional talking about I don't want to do that. I don't want the dog that I have now. And I'm like, yikes. We do get a scene a little bit later of Kenny kind of low-key bonding with Juan, but it looked forced. So Serena said that she has been rubbing on Milo, who is Kordell's cat, and giving him treats and all this type of stuff. And she's coming around to Milo. So Kordell is saying that he got another gig right after the gig in Atlanta. So he's going to be there, a little longer than anticipated. And I know y'all been focusing on this on Twitter because we saw the clip, this part of the look ahead, where Kenny is like looking at him and it's like, oh wow, oh, good for you. And then kind of shaking his head and looking away. Um I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I told y'all I've been saying this the entire time. Okay. This is me saying I told you so to y'all, not to Janae, but to y'all that are watching. Cause I'm telling you, y'all go through my comments for these first 3 episodes. Y'all go through my comments from season 6, and y'all swore up, down, all around, Doodoo Brown, that he was so in love with her and so enamored with her. The comments, the comments that I was getting from people, I still got the screenshots. Some of y'all have been deleting your comments, telling me that I'm wrong and Kenny adores her, and I just don't know and all that other type of stuff. Yeah, I told you so. I told you so to each and every one of y'all that came in my comments with that bullshit. I'm not a stan. I don't watch TV through the lens of a stan. I watch TV to watch what's happening, what's going on. So Connor and Kendall meet up, and it was very, what's up, dog? What's up, brother? I said, oh, child. So Connor said that everyone is tense and everybody is sectioned off. Connor, I don't know how many, I don't know what you need to hear for you to understand that these people don't like you. These people don't like you. They didn't like you on the show. You were on the show, but for a minute. Where is Nicole? Bring Nicole in. Where's Coy? Go get Coy's big ass. Where's Nigel? There are so many other people from season 6 that we could have brought in over Connor. Okay? So Connor thought that they would be doing more things together, and I will agree with him on that. Whoever is the showrunner for this, whoever is producing this show, y'all are dropping the ball because the show is very disjointed. Very, very disjointed. We don't see the cast all together. We don't. And if y'all were gonna make, I just, to me, the show doesn't work. It just doesn't work because it is a bunch of very pocketed segments of these people. Even so much of like later when Leah, Serena, and JaNa are together, y'all should have made that scene be with Kaylor and Liv. Bring everybody together. And the fact that production is not doing that is why the show is not enjoyable. The show would be, yes, show them individual, but there should be every other episode some type of event or something where everybody is together. Like it's like that's how reality shows work, okay? So Connor thinks that Kendall is a little hurt about the going away party. Child, it was not a party, Kendall. You didn't miss anything. That was a triple date. It was a triple date. You didn't miss anything. You just didn't. And if you and Kordell are that cool, y'all can go get a beer or something before he leaves. So Connor is open to apologizing to Janae. Kendall said that he is going to throw a party next week, and then Connor can apologize there. Everybody ain't gonna come to your party because Serena is still mad that Serena's still mad that Kendall told Kordell if he wants to date Daya to like date like Serena and Janae got to grow up. I'm sorry, but y'all got to grow up. Kendall didn't do anything horrendous to Serena. He didn't. He didn't. I guess. So we then have Kaylor. So Liv comes over and she had a kidney infection and ended up in the hospital for 4 days. So she talked about how she has a tube in her to use the bathroom and all this type of stuff. I wish healing and health on you, okay? So Kaylor is dating the friend of the guy that she made out with in the porta potty. Look, I feel like Kaylor is creating drama. I feel like Kaylor is creating scenarios and doing a lot of extra shit for the purpose of this show. I don't think any of this is real. I think that Kaylor is forcing herself to be messy so that she can have a storyline. Because without all this mess about who she's dating and the camera and all that type of stuff, what is there to talk about with Kaylor? What is it? Kaylor, girl, go find you some business. Get on off my screen with this foolishness. So, Tammy, well, the guy didn't know about Caleb. Y'all talked about the shit at dinner. We watched the fucking scene where y'all were talking about it. So what are you like? That man, that young sir, was sitting on the other side of your friend when y'all were talking about all this, about Caleb coming and all this other type of shit. They knew what time it was. Caleb, you trying to cause a mess. You getting on my nerves. Talk about some I didn't do it to be malicious. Yes, you did. All them fucking people in LA. So we then get to PPG. So they're having a little cookout together. And Janae said that Kenny is coming around to Juan. Serena said, so why y'all living separate? Here's the thing. I thought it was weird for Serena to ask that when her and Kordell aren't living together. And you know what I mean? Leah and Miguel aren't living together. So I don't understand why they're asking Janae that. Janae and Kenny don't live together anyways. It seems like Serena and Leah kind of know that Kenny, or they're sensing that Kenny is not fooling with Janae the way that Janae feels, and maybe they're trying to get her to see some things. But I thought that was weird for her to ask that. Janae said, look, the plan was for us to live together, but then at the last minute, he wanted to live separate. The living separate is not a big deal to me. The reason that it's a big deal is because y'all asses are living next door to each other. If y'all had two different apartments in two different buildings and it was completely separate and y'all really had some separation, then yeah, that would be okay, cool. But it's only weird because y'all are living next door to each other. Janae said that she was humiliated and embarrassed. Why? Literally nobody knows this but you. Why would you? Janae then said that his reason was enough for her to humble herself. I guess, girl. So apparently, Kenny has an apartment in Dallas and an apartment in New York. And so while his lease is up in Dallas on their 1-year anniversary, she doesn't know what's going to happen because he might be re-signing that lease. There is no inkling, no conversations about him moving to Vegas or her moving to Dallas, or maybe the two of them moving to LA. So Serena does not want to live with Kordell until married. She said, but her feelings would be hurt if she did want to live with him for 2 months in the summer, and he said no. Okay, so Leah and Miguel have put house hunting on hold because the house that she wanted, she loved, they didn't get, and now she don't like any other house that she sees. And then because of like her health issues, right now, they're just gonna put it on the back burner. They're not really looking. Okay. So Serena talks about her anxiety attacks and how she's having them, and they have a little vent session about the public scrutiny and all of that type of stuff that's going on, and how Serena is an extrovert. But little things are starting to trigger her, even though she adores them. She likes going out. She likes meeting new people, all of that type of stuff. And that was pretty much the end of the episode. Nothing major happened. Once again, the show was still boring. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video. It's still fuck Kenny forever. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.